Hi, my name is Lisa Templeton and I would like to welcome you to my Pagan Pathworks. In today's video, we are going to talk about the Five of Cups as a part of my Tarot Tuesday series. So if you'd like to learn a little more about the Five of Cups, then keep watching. Okay, thank you for staying with me. So, the Five of Cups. Now, if you are brand new to tarot cards, the cups are about our emotions. So, the Five of Cups is like the midway point between the Ace, which is immaturity, and the King, which is, the person that has the most control over their emotions and doesn't necessarily let the emotions rule them. My first impression of the Five of Cups as a reader is that it's a person crying over spilt milk. And they are so busy mourning what they've lost that they can't see the opportunities that they still have. And that was my first impression of the cards. So in doing a little research, I as you might know, if you've been with me a while, I have 5 decks. And so one is the Hanson Roberts deck, one is the Celtic Tarot, I have Tarot Draconis, I have Secrets of the Tarot, and I have a traditional rider deck. So each one of them has some keywords associated with the cards, and they're all pretty much on point, because the Five of Cups is about loss, and it's about regret. So for the Hanson, the keywords listed in the book is regret and mourning. For the Celtic Tarot, it's sacrifice. And sometimes, we do have to sacrifice things to make up for the greater good or for the greater good. And so Tarot Draconis talks about anger over that loss and stagnation. The Secrets of the Tarot, specifically loss of money. And then the rider is also loss, but also our inheritance not being what we expected it to be, that kind of thing. And so, but I also have 2 oracle decks, and some of these are numbered and some of them aren't. So, for my Tree Oracle deck, the 5 card is as above, so below. It talks about balance between spiritual and the mundane. And then my sacred, the 5th card in my sacred earth deck is brilliance, and it talks about underlying fear of success and our hesitancy to let ourselves shine. So, like I said, the basic meaning of the Five of Cups is about experiencing a loss. The person has experienced a really deep, profound loss. So it goes a little bit deeper than simply somebody experiencing that spilled milk type regret. Spilled milk type regret is it's too fleeting. The type of loss that's expressed in this card is it's heavier than that, and it's more lingering than just that sense of crying over spilled milk. It has caused the querent a lot of sadness, and it needs to be worked through. It's something that needs to be worked through. So, they also need to allow themselves to feel that grief. So that would be the what the card means in the upright position. And in the reverse, it kind of means that the querent has they have experienced that loss, but they haven't allowed themselves to move on yet. And it is an indication that it is time for them to move on. It's time for them to reach out and grasp what remains, the opportunities that they have left. Um, and they need to start looking at the blessings that they have right now, and let go of that loss so they can move on. Because if they don't let it go, they're just going to really stagnate. So when this card comes up in the reverse, it's an indication for the querent to let that loss go and start returning to the land of the living, so to speak. And so that's the basic gist of the tarot cards. Now, the number 5 in the Celtic Tree Oracle is the New and Ash, and I'm going to show you all these cards in a minute. And I'm probably slaughtering the way this is spelled. Usually isn't the way it sounds in the Celtic language, but it's spelled N-U-I-N, and the tree is ash. And I'm just going to read my notes because it's a little easier and I don't get lost. And it's like, this card is about knowing yourself and just being. The as above, so below keywords describe the card in the respect that what's within is a reflection of your world outside of yourself. Your inner world is projected into your environment. So you need to take time to explore your inner world and clean house if you need to. And then reach out and get involved in your spiritual community. Being involved helps us with the balance that we need between the spirit and the mundane worlds. In the reverse, this card represents addictive behaviors that need to be broken, and loneliness and isolation, and our inability to say no and set clear boundaries. So in the reverse, it's an indication that we need to stop some addictive behaviors, learn how to say no first and foremost, and set some clear boundaries and get outside mostly. So, and then the other oracle card I have is Brilliance. And a note about the Sacred Oracle deck. And now, Sacred Oracle deck does not give reverse card meanings. So you're going to either have to develop reverse card meanings for these yourself, or do like I do and turn the card up right side up and just read the message as a normal right side up card. So the 5th card in this deck is it's about defining how change affects your world. Healthy change is respectful of the past and the future. It asks us to step outside the box and brainstorm, because sudden realizations often bring the most impactful change. On the spirit side, it's a call to embrace our mental brilliance as a part of ourselves. Not all of our ideas are destined to become reality, but where one does make it into reality, others will follow. So that about sums up the definitions of the cards. So now I'm going to turn the camera down and I'm going to talk about the imagery in the cards themselves. So keep watching. Okay, so here is an overview. So if you are brand new to tarot, when you buy a deck, they usually come in a cardboard box, like similar to this one, with some of the artwork that you can find on the deck on the outside box. And most of them come with little booklets that give you keywords and meanings of the cards. And so I wanted to share each of these has this box is kind of long gone because this is the Hansen deck and it's the oldest deck in my collection, so that cardboard box is long gone. And so if you are like me, I found this silk pouch to put these in, and it just protects the cards and keeps them from getting bent and crumpled. So now I'm going to show you the 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 5 cards that I have that are actual tarot cards, and so this one is the Hansen, this one is the Celtic, this one is the Tarot Draconis, this one is the Secrets of the Tarot, and this one is the Traditional Rider. Now, with the exception of the Tarot Draconis, they all have really similar imagery. They all have someone that's looking at the 3 spilled cups and kind of ignoring the 2 full cups in the background. And so, you know, eventually he will see that there is a bridge there and that he can get through that really deep-seated grief. But for right now, in the upright position, this card represents grief and loss. So, but even the dragon is paying attention to the cups in front of him and not really paying attention to the full cups. Or maybe he's trying to fill those 2 cups. So the dragon is actually paying attention to his cups, and he's trying to fill them up. And these, the ones in the back, he's kind of ignoring. So it does have some different imagery. But that's one of the reasons why I like this particular deck. It has its own imagery. Now most other decks are similar in form to the Rider, which is one of the earliest decks in existence, and so that's those. Now the 5 card in the Celtic Oracle deck is, or the Celtic Tree Oracle deck is this, and this is what their book looks like. And the box, whoops, onto my camera, and the box that it came with. Sorry, you can see my tripod, but gotta keep it stable. So it has its own imagery, and a lot of times it will not follow. Oracle decks do not follow the same kind of progression as Celtic or as tarot decks do, but they are very useful in that they use the elements and mundane experiences to help us grow. And that's basically what tarot is about, is helping us as humans grow and raise our vibrations. So this is what the 5th card in the Sacred Earth Oracle deck looks like. This is by far some of the most beautiful artwork I've seen on a deck. I really enjoy this deck. This deck gives spiritual meanings and everyday life meanings for each of these cards, so it really helps give you a lot of insight once you get to know the cards. And part of the reason why I'm adding them to Tarot Tuesday is so I can get used to the cards, and as well as my followers. So anyway, I hope that you have enjoyed this video on the 5 of Cups, and I will hope you will join us next week for a new Tarot Tuesday, and the featured deck, or the featured card, will be the 6 of Cups. So I thank you again, and please don't forget to like and subscribe.